Metallica, the self-titled album, commonly referred to as the Black Album. Now, I'm just going to do a bit of a disclaimer here, because I've done a few reviews now of albums that I haven't really enjoyed, and they don't seem to do quite so well on YouTube, because they are pretty much attacked. Police sirens going off. First of all, I'd like to do a bit of a disclaimer to Metallica fans, because this is going to be horrendous, it's going to come across as ignorant, but I do not listen to heavy metal, and I think the hardest rock I listen to is Led Zeppelin. Anything else I sort of shit myself, I'm afraid. So don't get too upset, lads, alright? Because I don't know what's going on with this album. It starts off with Enter Sandman, and I sort of like the riffs, I get on with the riffs quite well. But then the bloke singing about going off to Never Neverland. I think it might be Nether Netherland, but I don't care. I've just got this image of Peter Pan with a guitar in drop D, and it's not a good image. You know, I've got like a heavy metal Peter Pan on my mind. It's just ruining it for me. The first song that I sort of coped with well on the album is a song called The Unforgiven, and I really do like the sort of like Wild West sort of intro to it. And then the drummer comes in and starts playing the drums like they've just slept with his wife, but, you know, as you do. So I'm out of my comfort zone now, and every single song sort of sounds pretty similar. It just sounds grim. I don't know what the lyrics are going on about. It sounds quite dark and grimy, but I'm just like a bit frightened by it already. I'm like a bewildered child. My favourite song on the album is The God That Failed, just because I like the sort of chords in it, how it like shifts from one, especially when you listen with headphones, it shifts from one side to the other. It's quite refreshing. I wasn't exposed to heavy metal as a child. I was exposed to it later in life, and I've sort of missed the boat now, because every time I listen to it, I just feel a bit dirty. I'm obviously missing something, because Metallica have sold millions and millions and millions of albums, but in my invisible universe, it seems like a pile of poo. So at the end of the day, I think I'm not the best person to do an album review on this, because I'm not qualified to, not a heavy metal fan. Overall, I give this album a score of 60. With my favourite songs being, which I actually quite like, The Unforgiven, God That Failed Me, that's my favourite one actually, and Nothing Else Matters, because that's got a nice little bit of cheeky acoustic guitar in. Cheers. So I'm going to give you a little guide on how to write a heavy metal song. First of all, you get a big powerful amp. Distortion, all the way up, 10. Right, you tune the top string, no it's that one, all the way to the gates of hell. You tune it down. This is my heavy metal song. I'm trying to see the devil, he gave me driving lessons for my soul. So it's all dark and grimy, but if you go about it like that, you are sorted, lad.